Hey everyone, it's Jenna and Ron here for this week's edition of Ask Ron. Okay, so the first question is from Michael in Arkansas.
Hey, Mike.
My wife and I are fairly new Gold Club members. We are both over the age of 59 and are approaching retirement.
That's old, man.
We have no plan for retirement except for our work for our real estate business. We need a little bit of advice about two subject to houses that we purchased. We bought two houses from one seller who had purchased them subject to. The problem is that she will not transfer the deeds into our name. It's apparent she never saw the importance of transferring them into her name or a trust in the first place. She has a lot of houses and has never had any of them transferred into her name or a trust. The purchase agreements that we all signed in purchasing the two houses state that she is to transfer the deeds to us. How do we go about getting the deeds to these houses?
Michael, first of all, if you're a seller, never had the deed transferred to her to all these houses she owns no houses. She owns nothing. In fact, this is a real case of absolute total ignorance. And the price that she's going to pay for not actually understanding what she's doing or getting representation with an attorney. You cannot buy a house from her if she does not own the house. So she can't sell you squat. She can give you a purchase and sale agreement all day long, but she can't deliver title to you. So if you can't get title, you can't buy the houses. And you might want to suggest to her that she probably should go see an attorney about what she's done to herself, because she's going to have a very bad day when she does. And there's nothing you can do to fix it. She don't get a deed, she can't get you the deed.
Okay, the next question is from Scott in Newark, California.
Hey, Scott.
Here are some facts on a condo. The ARV is $700,000, the mortgage is $550,000, and repairs are $50,000.
Got it.
There's also a HOA lien of $14,000.
So it's behind $14,000 in dues.
Which is now with the collection agency. They had filed foreclosure last January with no progress since. The seller wants to sell the place but can't make up their mind about the asking price. My question regarding the HOA lien, would it be possible to purchase the defaulted paper and continue with the foreclosure on the property?
Well, the answer is yes, but I'd play that one from all angles. First, I'd go to the HOA and see if they will assign you the lien for the amount, for discounted amount actually. If they're $14,000 in arrears, who knows? Maybe the HOA will assign you the lien for their $10,000. You better use an attorney on this now, because you got to make sure you can foreclose and perfect this lien if you buy the lien. Don't be buying it without checking with the attorney first. And you want to make sure an attorney closes it if you do buy it. Secondly, you should pursue the seller. If they got a $700,000 ARB but it needs $50 in repairs with $550 owed on it, honestly, I'd tell them, I'll make up your lien and give them $5,000 or $10,000, and that's all you're going to give them. And if they don't want to take that, then there's nothing you can do until they're ready to take that, because sooner or later they will. You didn't tell me, however, if they're behind on their payments. That's something that I would like to know if that's the case. So anyway, I play it against both sides against the middle, and if you buy the lien, that's exactly what you do. Well, if you get title to the lien and you can foreclose on it, the next thing I would do is I'd go to the seller and say, I now own this lien and I'm going to file foreclosure. Let's work something out.
Okay, Scott's next question is, at times we come across sellers who don't have an asking price in mind, typically because they didn't know they had a house for sale until they received our letter. What responses have worked well for you when they keep saying, make me an offer?
I can't make you an offer until you tell me what you want. I'd be glad to come out and take a look at the house, and before I leave I can tell you what I can pay, but I have to know what you're asking before I can come. What are you asking? Now if they come back and say, I don't know, come make me an offer. Well, I'll come whenever you tell me what you're asking. Well, I don't know, come make me an offer. How about $1? No, I ain't got no dollar, I want $200,000. You get it. Nobody will get me to come take a look at their house under no circumstances unless they tell me what they're asking first. So you just play that game to the end, and you be the one that gets the other side to make the offer, and you don't give in on that one.
Okay, the next question is from Todd in Woodland Hills, California. Ron, I'm still missing something regarding the purchase. So let's use simple numbers and say the house is worth $100,000.
Okay.
but has a loan balance of $110,000.
Right.
You get a tenant buyer to pay $1,000 a month for 5 years, and he ends up paying $60,000 at the end of 5 years.
Well, that's where you're mistaken, Todd. That's your big hole because of your lack of training. The $1,000 a month is toward rent. That has nothing to do with their purchase price. The only thing that goes toward their purchase price is the down deposit, the non-refundable option deposit they give you to move into the house. The rent, they get no rent credit whatsoever. So that pretty much answers your question there. You don't have an issue.
Okay. So next question is from Caesar in Florida.
Hey, Caesar.
What is the best and fastest way to find tenant buyers?
Pointer signs to the house. That will get you more calls than anything else you can do. And then, of course, we run ads on all of the sites. We get our VAs to just run ads for us. And then a lot of folks are running Facebook ads, driving them to the page that we build for you, that our VAs build for you with the house and the pictures and all of that on it. So those three things right there are all you need to get all the tenant buyers you need calling you. And frankly, about all of those, the pointer signs to the house are going to get you the most calls.
He's saying, is it better to work on finding tenant buyers before finding sellers?
Find the house first, then look for the tenant buyers. When you put a property under contract, if it's a great deal, you're going to go ahead and close on it. Do not worry about getting tenant buyers. That's easy. Tenant buyers are everywhere. They're 80% of the market. So get the house, then you'll have something to discuss when you actually attract the tenant buyers.
Yeah, he wants to increase the size of his buyers list.
Well, you do that. I just told you how.
Okay.
I just told you how. Pointer signs, Facebook ads, and ads all over the internet, and like Zillow and Craigslist and all the other sites that our VAs know to put your ads on it for you. That's what it does. It drives. The signs drive calls to our IVR, Interactive Voice Response System, and the online ads drive responses to your site if you have a site. So if you get into our $297 a month Gold Elite program, we furnish all that to you. And your buyer's list is automatically built because everything that comes in is put on there by our VAs or automatically transported to it if they punch in a number on their phone to answer a question like how much do you have to put down, that prints out a report. That's automatically done.
Okay, so the last question is from Lorna Lucky in Florida.
Hey, Lauren.
How do I get access to private lenders?
You get access to private lenders by opening your mouth, Lauren. There's no list of private lenders you can call. They're not in the phone book. You have to let people know that that you will allow them to make a loan on your property and give them a higher rate of return on their money. And that's the only way you're going to find them. Now, I got courses on that. You can contact our office. I got a whole course on that, 3-day event I did on that. But you're going to find that most of your private money is going to come right out of your Rolodex. And here's your opening phrase. Do you have an IRA or any other investment capital not getting you a high rate of return safely? Do you have an IRA or any other investment capital not getting you a high rate of return safely? If you start asking that question to people you run across, pretty soon you're going to get yes answers. And then you just tell them what you do and tell them what's in it for them. Voila, you have private lenders. There's no agreement. There's nothing for them to sign. You just get an oral commitment, find out how much they want to put out, and then when you get a deal, then you contact them on the deal and have him send the amount of money you want to borrow to the closing agent, and then and only then do you know if you have a real private lender. So you need to get several people in your system that said, yeah, they like to do this. Some of them will come through, and once you do 1 or 2 deals, they'll be chasing you to get the money out after that. You won't be chasing them. Plus, they'll be spreading the word. Pretty soon, you'll have more private money than you can use. Believe me, that is the way it works. That's the way it worked for me. That's the way it worked for an awful lot of other people who've done just exactly what I told you to do. But you have to start by opening your mouth. It costs nothing. It's free.
And that's it.
All right, guys. See you next week, which will be during our summit. If you haven't signed up by now, shame on you. Spanky, spanky. We're going to have a great summit, so I'll give you a report. And we're actually going to be broadcasting some of it, I think, on Facebook Live while we're there. So stay tuned, and we'll start Wednesday morning bright and early. And I promise you, whatever we send to you is worth the time for you to stop what you're doing. In fact, we're even going to broadcast the inauguration. Well, only to the people there. You can watch that on television. But we're right there when Trump gets inaugurated. So I'll see you next week.